Hey guys, what's up? My name's Orthodox, and we'll be taking a look at the 2 new units today to determine if you should summon them. Before I get started, consider joining the Discord to jump into our live discussions involving these new units and everything Dragalia lost. Also, consider subscribing. We're so close to that 1k sub milestone, and I'd love to see it happen. I'll be doing a face reveal stream celebration when we do. But without further ado, let's take a look at the 2 new Gala remix units. Starting off with the Kimono Elly. She is a Flame Lance support unit, and well, she's looking damn cute. Her skill 1 is a buff that can be applied to flame-attuned adventurers and has progressively more powerful levels. Starting at level 1, it increases strength by 15% for 15 seconds, and ending at level 3, increasing strength by 40% and reducing wind damage by 15% for 60 seconds. Based on the wording of the skill, tapping on the screen allows Kimono Elly to grant a level 3 version of this skill. We'll have to see what this looks like when she releases, but first impressions look very promising. 40% strength is incredibly potent when considering gold Fafnir auto farming, and 15% win res might be just what we needed to push the gold Fafnir auto comps to 100% consistency for Expert and Master Volk's Wrath. 60 seconds is a very long time for a buff skill and would make buff time prints even more efficient, since even just a 20% buff time print would provide an additional 12 seconds of this buff. Her second skill deals flame damage, inflicts Scorch Rend, and lowers Scorch Rend resistance by 10% for 30 seconds. This skill is shareable, which is amazing since it would provide an infinite source of Scorch Rend, ensuring your Scorch Rend punishers will always stay active. This pairs amazingly with the new Scorch Rend punisher since it also has a buff time affinity to further increase the duration of Kimono Elly's skill 1. Kimono Elly's co-abilities are, well, kind of underwhelming. However, it's mostly here to balance out her amazing team buffs. It gives an additional 30% HP upon revival, which is irrelevant in Legend Volk as we don't have a revival just yet, and it's not truly ideal since survival bonuses often give additional materials. So, not so sure about this one, but her new chain coab, well, it certainly caught my eye. Flame combo equals crit rate 5 will increase crit rate by 1%. For every 10 hit combo and can be stacked up to 20 times. But of course all the stacks are lost when the combo counter resets. So if each 1% crit per 10 hit combo is a separate buff, this is going to be absolutely insane when combining it with Xander and Karina shares. Another combination that seems interesting would be with overdamage, whereas overdamage synergizes nicely with Elly's 40% strength buff from her skill 1, and would aid in stacking the crit buff from the chain coab from the extra hit to the combo counter. Kimono Elly's ability 1 grants her a personal buff based on New Year Prayers level, which is applied from her skill 1. It starts at level 1, which increases skill gauge fill rate by 7%, and goes to level 3, which increases skill gauge fill rate by 10%, and it also gradually fills Lucky Day's skill gauge automatically, her skill 1. And to round out her abilities, she has Sleep Res 100% and Skill Prep 100%. Overall, Kimono Elly is perfectly designed for auto compositions, and I have quite a few different build ideas in mind for her. She alone makes this banner worthwhile for me personally, but it's important to note that the banner itself is not limited, and we do have a Persona collab coming in a few weeks. If you guys would like to hear my more in-depth thoughts on her kit, tune in to this week's episode of the Halidome Hotspot. My guest and I will be going over these new kits and doing a bit of fun theory crafting. On our second unit of the banner is a wind support axe, the Forgotten Brother himself, Kimono Luca. His skill 1, Splendid Spring, deals wind damage to surrounding enemies and dispels a buff from each of them. Continually tapping the screen will allow Luca to deal additional blows up to a max of 6, and it is a share skill as well at a cost of 6. His skill 2, Bright Equinox, grants wind-attuned adventurers the New Year's Mochi effect. The effect of this skill is determined by the amount of Mochi Master stacks consumed and will consume all stacks on use. When consuming one stack, it will grant a buff that gradually recovers HP and reduces water damage taken by 3% for 20 seconds. And at max stacks, which is 3, it will grant a buff that gradually recovers and reduces water damage taken by 15% for 60 seconds. This skill 2, again, immediately brings my mind to auto compositions for wind. Although we do have quite a few viable compositions for Gold Fafnir farming and Expert eCiella, I'll leave a link in the description for an example of a consistent build that I use, personally, down below. His Coab and Chain Coab are standard, 15% defense is standard for Axe, and 10 hits equals 10% water res is nice to improve auto composition bulk. And his abilities help us define what kind of playstyle Kimono Luca will have. His ability 1, Pounder of Mochi 2, grants a unique Force Strike that reduces strength of surrounding enemies by 2% for 10 seconds, and will continue to attack as long as you hold your finger on the screen. Additionally, every time this Force Strike and Luca's skill 1 hits the enemy a total of 9 times, Luca will be granted a stack of Mochi Master. The strength reduction can be stacked up to 4 times for a total of 8% strength reduction down, and the Mochi Master can be stacked 3 times for a maximum buff from Luca's skill 2. To round out his kit, Kimono Luca is given Freeze Res, which means he'll need to be given Bog Res through Prince if used in eCiella, and Force Strike attack rate plus 20%, which is pretty nice to help him stack the Mochi Master much faster. Overall, his kit looks incredibly defensive, which may help auto compositions fit more offensive Prince and shares, but due to the fact that we have quite a few older units that are viable for auto compositions in eCiella already, I can't really suggest pulling for him with this in mind. But if you are a Luca fan, go wild. Otherwise, it would be best to save and grab him later during a dream summon, or let him spook you on a Persona collab banner that may be coming at the end of the month. Again, if you guys would like to hear more of my thoughts in greater detail, please tune in to this week's Halidome Hotspot episode. I'll be going over their kits and discussing the modifiers when they come out, which should be shortly after this video goes live. I hope this video helps you guys make your decisions, and if it did, please consider dropping a like, and let me know in the comments what you will be doing with this banner. And of course guys, subscribe for more. I'd really love to hit that 1K sub milestone, and I'll need your guys' help to see that be a reality. Thanks again so much. Take care, and we'll see you on the Halidome Hotspot episode.